Hello, 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 everybody. That one felt like a little bit of a kick in the balls, didn't it? That was a fun ending to the match. God, that's one of those that falls into the category of a little bit heartbreaking because you know that as the game was going on, we deserved so much more than not winning that. Well, I say that we deserved to not lose, is the way that I'm going to put that, because I think we were pretty good for the entire game. I'll be honest with you. There was the period where we're doing all the defensive bits, and that's completely fine. That's going to happen sometimes. You're going to get stuck, you're going to get penned in, you're going to get forced into a position where you can't do the expansive good stuff, and that's really annoying. But that's kind of what, in my pre-match preview, I was sort of asking us to do. I was asking us to do that nice, tight, condensed defensive stuff, and make sure they can't just cut through the middle of you like various sides do. And let's be honest, the biggest threats that they had were threats in which they weren't able to do that. The biggest threats that actively came out of that Fulham side were towards the end when Kevin came on and did his whole, okay, I'm going to cut inside and I'm going to have a shot on my right foot. And that's not a thing that we've got at the minute. We don't have that player that you can just put on and go, you know what, you're just going to absolutely rock this game of football and it's going to be spectacular. Now, because we didn't have the PSR room to, which is a pain in the dick, is what I'm going to call it. Because, oh my god, we just... Right, I'll run through some of the numbers from that match because I think they kind of need to be discussed. And then we'll have a little bit of a chat about it. Shout your opinions and stuff in the comments as well, because I'm a little bit curious what people thought about that one. Because I don't think it was quite as bad as a lot of the internet is trying to tell me it was. So if I hop over to the statistics page on SofaScore quickly, and I F11 it, and I'm going to break it down first half, second half, and we'll talk about what sort of went on there. So, first off, got to cover the first half. And in terms of numbers, this ain't bad at all. Dominating possession, XG, horrible. It is a bit. You need to create more than 0.21 XG per half because you're not going to get in the position to score goals if you keep on doing that. But we seem to have this weird tradition at the moment where we're not really creating enough. That's fine, cool, whatever. My dream for that is we go into the season a little bit further and the players get used to playing with each other and things meld and bind a little bit more, and we create chances more often, and we cause threats more often, and we make our opponents think a little bit more often. And if we're able to do that, spectacular, lovely, very, very happy. The bit that impressed me most in the first half, and I'm going to talk about the good things as well as the bad things, because what I said in Jer's stream over on Big Up was that ultimately what I wanted to see from this wasn't particularly anything significant coming from the result side. I said that if we lost and it was a scrappy game, but we looked really, really, really good, then that's fine. I don't mind it. If we win and we played dreadfully, then that's a little bit of a worry. What we ended up with was a loss that we didn't deserve to lose. And that's what we were hoping for in advance of the match. And I thought it'd be a 1-0 either way because I know that we are a defensively very, very solid team at the moment. And this first half shows that, to be completely clear. This shows that we were sort of better than them, relatively comfortably. 4 total shots, more than their nothing. They didn't have a shot until like the 60th minute, maybe a little bit later than that, maybe a little bit earlier. It's around that sort of area. And we just kept them very limited. More passes, more corner kicks. They were forced to tackle us more. A hell of a lot of free kicks because they fouled us a hell of a lot. I think Anton Steck's yellow card, by the way, was absolutely stupid. I don't see where that should have been a yellow card. And the issue that we had, I think, was as the game went on, things levelled out. So, XG. They come out of it with slightly more than us. I'm going to just say this. I think that that XG calculation is, in the kindest way possible, a bit fucked. Because apparently the shot that happens here from Lukic, where he is facing away from the goal and flicks it on backwards, has gone down as a 0.36 XG. So 1 in 3 people are apparently scoring that goal. That's not true. That's not even a little bit true. But okay. Whatever you say, Mr. XG man. I think we did enough to keep them out, and we got horrifically unlucky when it came to their goal. Darlow, by the way, spectacular. Just to quickly note, this shot from here that is burying itself in the top corner, that Darlow just about manages to sort of palm above. Brilliant, spectacular. What other saves did he make? There was the one that was directly at him from Muniz, that's fair enough. There was the Harry Wilson one. The Harry Wilson save is ridiculous, because it's not strictly off Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson takes the free kick, deflects off Pascal Stroke en route, and Darlow has to reach back from the direction he's coming from and flick it back over his own bar. That's a really, really nice stop that I think any goalkeeper would be incredibly proud of, because it's fucking tough to get to those. And then you get the goal from the corner. Corner fired in, goes over absolutely everybody, no one even near it. And no one near Gudmundsson, and it looks like he doesn't expect it. And it feels like he's gone down a bit to try and sort of, maybe I can get out of the way. The ball's come like back towards him, and it feels like he's trying to duck out of the way a touch to just sort of flick it past himself. No, turns out Gudmundsson, with a ridiculously deadly header, has put it in the back of his own net. Which isn't something that you can strictly blame him for, in the slightest. I'm not going to blame Gudmundsson for that, because that is one of those freak incidents that happens. And one of those where those are going to happen from time to time. You are not going to be able to stop yourself from making a daft mistake. Issue is, how do we get control of that back in the future? And I'm not 100% certain. I don't know. Further issues that we've got a little bit of. We need to talk a little bit about the attacking stuff. So in terms of going forwards, let's have a look at the chances that we actually had, right? A lot of these aren't fantastic chances. So Bogle's shot on target is from absolutely fucking miles out, and it's not a great opportunity. Calvert-Lewin, header on target. Admittedly, the XG from there isn't great because it's a fairly soft ball over the top. It's hard to generate that much oomph and make the keeper really work, but putting that in the corner would be absolutely lovely. But it's Calvert-Lewin doing the thing that we kind of need him to do. Aronson's shot, by the way, right? This is where you kind of got to look at it and go, actually, maybe Aronson wasn't that bad, because I've seen a lot of people screaming that Aronson was shit or whatever. I really don't think so. I think Aronson did okay in that match. He wasn't brilliant. He wasn't fantastic. He wasn't like a big difference maker. But the fact is, he harried and hassled and harassed their back line constantly into making these little mistakes that would turn over the ball. And those aren't necessarily the things that are going to like look too good. But I think the level at which he was playing, that ain't half bad. And the issue that we had was, if I hop back over to here, is that in terms of efforts, a lot of these are in the wider areas and they're not very high XG chances. And we need to start to make it work a little bit more. Because if it keeps on not working, then we're going to keep being in trouble. I think we'll get there. Without a doubt, I think we get there. But we've really got to do a little bit better when it comes to chance creation. The defence, solid, spot on. I'm not going to complain about that defence in the slightest because it was genuinely great. But it's the other end of the pitch that I don't like too much right now. And hopefully we can resolve that. And hopefully we can make steps in the right direction. But for now, that wasn't the case. But we can hope, and we can sit, and we can look forward and wait for the match against Wolves, where I think we'll have a little bit of a better outcome against them. I think we'll be more comfortable against them. They're not a side that's doing too well. Admittedly, it's still on the road, but I think we'll be able to hold them out reasonably well. And depending on what the case is with Dan James, I'll have to find out. We'll see how that lands. But anyway, I'm going to end that there. It was only a very, very quick stream to get thoughts on the match out there. Might do another one a little bit later, depending on news stuff, but we'll have to find out. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, pop a like on it, subscribe if you aren't yet, become a channel member, all that fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Toodaloo.